Hey everybody, this is Trish, and as you can see, I'm doing another tarot spread. I did a poll on Twitter to see what kind of stuff people wanted to see, and thankfully people who follow my Twitter, at least, they want to see and do the same kind of stuff that I'm interested in, and I have been doing a lot of readings lately. I have not been posting them on YouTube because I have been having trouble with my camera, with the audio, and so I haven't wanted to risk doing any videos only to have the sound not work. So I'm working on getting another camera, another phone very soon. And I've been doing readings a lot on myself, for my own situation, but also on the Divine Masculine Collective. And that's what this reading is right here. I did a reading the other day and it was pretty typical. It was unfortunately very accurate for, what was going on. The Divine Masculines have really been going through a lot, as of course the Divine Feminines have. But as a group, the Divine Feminines are more aware of this whole thing, and we've been waiting for the Divine Masculines to kind of get on board with all this. And so that's what we've all been experiencing. And so when I did this reading, and y'all know I prefer to shuffle on camera, but I was just doing this reading for myself. And if you read the cards and you see what's going on, then you already see why I wanted to do a video. I set up the camera really quickly. It is late at night, so I have a fan on over here just to kind of help drown out the sound of my voice. I've been told I'm very loud and, all of that stage training. I learned to speak from the stage without a microphone. So anywho, all right, so here's what's going on. This is a Celtic card spread. And so the situation card is, in fact, the Hierophant. So the Divine Masculine is very obviously, they're well on their way to experiencing, if they haven't already, some really important spiritual, sacred awakenings and realizations. The Hierophant is all about turning to the sacred, turning to the spiritual in order to find your answers and to find guidance. And of course, the major arcana, of which the Hierophant is number 5, the major arcana is about the spiritual journey in life. And if you look around already, there's a lot of major arcana in this reading. But anyway, we'll get to that. But the situation card came up, the Hierophant, and I really don't know of any card that would be more perfect for this, except, well, maybe the Two of Cups, but I don't think the Divine Masculine is quite ready to, for the Two of Cups to be the situation. So here we have the Hierophant as a situation card, and I think it's perfect. And here we have, let me just sneak him back under here. Here we have the main influence of this situation is what typically is called the Justice card. But in this deck, this major arcana is the Sacred Circle Tarot. It's a very pagan deck. It's why it's gorgeous and wonderful, and I love it. But you can see it's called the Web. So the major arcana Justice card does not have to do with legal stuff per se, because legal stuff is more mundane. So that's going to be more of an probably in the Earth Pentacles suit. So a lot of people interpret the Justice card in the major arcana as legal issues, or law, and it's not. This is maybe spiritual law, but not mundane law. But anyway, so this being the situation card, that this is a spiritual experience, and what the Divine Masculine as a collective is going through is now in the sacred spiritual realm of things, and their awakenings and realizations, is that the main influence of that is that they understand that they need balance, they need connection. One of the meanings of the Justice card, because it's in the major arcana, which is a spiritual journey, is that it's about connecting to the universal consciousness. It's the balance between the the as above so below, is the connection between heaven and earth, or the macrocosm and the microcosm. Originally the justice card is number 8. It is not number 11, it's number 8. So if you can kind of understand that the justice card comes in between the chariot, which is movement forward, at number 7 in the major arcana, and then the hermit or the seeker at number 9, then you understand why justice is number 8. It's between this forward movement and turning inward, and you understand that you need this balance, and you really get that this whole thing is a spiritual quest. It is a spiritual path, a spiritual journey. So this card, the Justice card, the Web card, being here as the main influence here for the Divine Masculine and their spiritual quest, is that it is a connection to their higher spirit. They are getting connected to the universal consciousness, to their own consciousness, their own higher self. And again, when you realize that the justice is 8, not 11, it is 8, you understand how that makes that shift from forward movement of the chariot into the motion forward into the self, Okay. So then on the surface reality, this is the 4 of fire, of course, which is swords. Ignore this bow and arrow. The swords is fire, as you can see, all the fiery colors. 4 means rest. It means take a break. It means stability. So the 4 of fire being, and swords being about action and passion, willpower, nonconformity, creativity. This right here, they are understanding that on the surface, it looks like they're not doing anything. On the surface, it looks like they're just kind of taking a break. They're kind of not as moving forward like they normally do, or the way people expect them to do. They're just kind of in a holding pattern right now, but beneath the surface, there's all of this energy of the fire swords energy, which is action and passion and nonconformity and, creativity. So there's a lot going on under the surface, but it just kind of looks like they're maybe not doing too much. But one of the other meanings of this card, and particularly for this card in this deck, which is the Dreams of Gaia deck, one of the meanings for this card is soul searching, and I love that. I absolutely love that. And one of the cool things is that on the surface here, it looks like maybe they're just at 4, they're just hanging out, taking a break, but in reality, it is all about thought. It is about your thoughts create your reality. So where it looks like they're not doing much, they're actually relearning how to create their reality. They are relearning how to make their future in a way that is on this new paradigm. Because we've all been going through this dark night of the soul. We've all been going through these tower moments. We've all been going through this, divesting ourselves of the old paradigm, making way for the new paradigm. And so the guys have a clue, guys being divine masculine, not gender, but they've caught on that the deeper reality is that your thoughts create your reality. And you can see here, in the recent past, this is the World Tree or the Universe card, the World card. The World card the Universe card is actually the last card in the major arcana. And so it represents the end of a major spiritual cycle. And so what they have been doing is they have come to this, or they are in the process of coming to the end of one major spiritual cycle, because they're still in a spiritual place here. Sorry, Druid Man. Didn't mean to cover up your Stonehenge or your Newgrange. But they are at the end of one aspect of their spiritual cycle, and what they're leading into in the near future is really aligning with their desires, their true desires. They're understanding that their thoughts are the way to make their reality, and their understanding that they have to align with their thoughts, their desires, not the thoughts about other people and family and friends and co-workers and life or socioeconomic class or political party or whatever. That their near future is all about them and what is important to them. And that's not in a jerk, arrogant kind of way. This really is about, again, your spiritual growth, their spiritual growth. And they are learning that they need to follow their true desires for awakening and connection and living the life that they came here to live as a spirit being in a physical reality. So here in the self area, the self card position is the 9 of air. Air being wands, spears, arrows, and which is all about the intellect. It's about your vision, your insights, breakthroughs, making a new plan. And here at 9 is about fruition. It's the multiple of 3 being creation. So the 9 of air is really about self-awareness. It's learning that the only insight you need is really going to come from your inside. It's going to come from within you. And what I think is really cool is that this is just reflected throughout. That, I think heretofore that this process has been very intellectual and very mental for the divine masculines, and I think they're really waking up to the realization that this is a spiritual, heart-based, emotional process, not just intellectual. You can't think your way through this twin flame journey, soulmate journey. You can't rationalize it, because shoot, we all know this doesn't make sense, right? But what's really cool is that here in the environment card is the destiny card. Again, this is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and it has its own major arcana. That's why I stuck my Sacred Circle major arcana in the mix. But this is the destiny card in the environment. Not here in the self, but in the environment. That means the divine masculine's tribe, his family, his friends, the people that he works for, the people that he works with, the people that he knows on social media, whatever, they can see what's happening with him, and even they understand that this is a process that is destined to be. This process, this path of twin flames is not for everybody. And so you're kind of a little different, or maybe a little weird, and other people are seeing that you are on an awakening path that is unique. And so I thought that was really cool that this came out here in the environment position and rather than the self position. But, oh dear, hopes and fears. We have, in fact, the Tower card. Now, the Tower card is a great card because it means that, again, this is spiritual. This is not a physical. This is not the minor arcana. This is the major arcana. And so with this here in the hopes and fears, this is that I think we're all scared of more Tower moments at this point. We have had it. We're done. We don't want this anymore. But with the Tower card being in the hopes and fears, this, again, any fear is actually that's a mental thing. All these mental cards, or you have your thoughts make your reality, and get in tune with your desires, is that fear is a mental block, and you can the only way to get rid of fear is to overcome it. And so the way we overcome Tower energy, or the fear of towers, the tower coming down with lightning and whatever, is by realizing that this is a spiritual process, and that if we can surrender to the spiritual awakening, things actually do get better. It's when we resist, when we fight the end of the old paradigms, that's when things go haywire. That's when things really go nuts. But the Tower the tower reality only happens when the universe is trying to make way for a new paradigm to come into your your reality. When this sacred journey really is kicking up and trying to get you to see that you need to get rid of the old to so that you can get the new. And the tower is can be scary. It's a part of that dark night of the soul stuff, but it's a necessary process. So the fact that this is actually in the hopes and fears and not in the outcome and not in anywhere any other position, I think is kind of cool. I think we all fear these, and I think that if we just surrender to the process and know that it is a process, that it will make this a little easier to digest and to go through. And again, this is a fear, so it's not actually, we're not starting up a new cycle of tower energy. But the outcome, and I loved this, and this is the reason why I said, okay, I got to make a video. The outcome card is the Emperor. In this deck, the Dreams of Gaia, is called the Father. So the divine masculine is represented by the Emperor in the major arcana. And so here you have, for the outcome, the Emperor, the divine masculine. And so it just reconfirms everything, that this is a spiritual process, that the divine masculine is finally catching on to not only to what he desires, but that for true love and true happiness, that he can actually change what society tells him his desires should be, and he can align himself better with a more spiritual path. I mean, look at all the major arcana in this reading. But all of this is leading up to the divine masculine stepping into his king energy, his emperor energy, his divine masculine energy, so that he and the divine feminine can finally be together in balance. So I pulled two cards just for, kicks and grins, and it came up choice, which is a 0. Normally that would be like the Fool card, and the Queen of Water, the Queen of Cups. And I thought that was absolutely perfect, because we make this choice. We made this choice as twin flames we made this choice as a soul to come into this journey as twin flames. And what does the divine masculine want more than anything but unconditional love? What does he need? Unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness. And who better to give that than the Empress? And the way I see the Queen cards and the Kings, is I see that the Queens are, once you're at that level and you're balanced through the 4 suits, then you can really step into your Empress energy. And for men, or the divine masculine, I see that once they're balanced through the four Kings energy, then they can really step into their own as the divine masculine. But the really cool thing is that, again, I mean, there's not much in the way of minor arcana stuff. So this process is, there's really nothing for the masculine to physically do. And we all know men like to solve problems by doing stuff, making stuff, doing stuff, action. They think action is the way to solve all problems. And as we can see by the 4 of action, fire swords, is that sometimes taking a break is exactly what's called for. So the idea that this is a spiritual journey, we have the Fool card, the 0 here, we have the 21 here. We have all this major arcana energy. These are such great cards, and that this process, this Fool's errand is a journey about love. It is absolutely about unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, surrender. It is about tuning into your emotions rather than the intellect. It's just an incredible journey, really frustrating at times. And so I pulled this card. This is the bottom of the deck card, and this card is the 7 of Earth, which essentially means chill the fuck out. It means to just hang out, relax. You need to enjoy the success of the seeds you've already planted. Wait for them to grow, you know, wait to reap what you've sown, and focus on the energy you've already put into this process. So for those of us who, you know, fear and other more tower stuff, we still have some waiting to do. This journey is not over. I mean, not that it's ever really over, but it definitely needs a chance to grow and blossom. So even with the divine masculines coming into their emperor energy, the divine masculine energy, the divine masculines really opening up to living a life of purpose, and acknowledging that how important love is, and acknowledging that they want true love with their divine feminine in their life. We've all put a lot of work into our purgings and our experiences, and now we just have to chill out, relax, and just wait for it to happen, because it is in fact destiny. So, wow, I wasn't planning on doing a video tonight, so I hope some of this made sense. If it resonated with you, yay. If it hasn't resonated with you yet, well then give it a bit. You know, this path is it's a long path, and it's been a crazy journey to be on. But I know for myself, at least, you know, I've learned so much about myself and about the path and my purpose and all that jazz. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave questions in the comments. Please like this video. It'll help it get up a little higher in the YouTube rankings. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I do lots of different stuff, and I hope you enjoy the ride. So to all the divine masculines, hang in there. You're doing a great job. And to all the divine feminines, hang in there. We're almost through this. All right. I love y'all, and y'all take care. Bye.